Well, when we speak about press freedom in Sri Lanka, one of the things, or the first thing that one can say, is that the situation is very dire, because press freedom in Sri Lanka is on the decline, and it has come to a point where journalists can't write or speak freely about what they say. One of the things is the physical security of journalists. As we all know, there are a number of journalists who have been killed. There is one who has disappeared, and there are many others who were imprisoned or were placed in remand. On many occasions, it is the fear of the government that it be criticized. So it's actually dissent that is what the government fears, and using various pretexts like security of the state, they incarcerate, or even on many occasions, I believe, have been indirectly at least instrumental in the killing of some of the editors and reporters. There is also the legal aspects that we have to look at, because now under the Prevention of Terrorism Act and the emergency regulations, they are able to physically confine people, as I said, incarcerate them, or even place them in remand. Now what this has brought about has been, as far as I know, extensive self-censorship among the reporters and editors who fear to say what they actually feel and actually believe. I think one of the most important things is to keep up the pressure on the government. I can speak of my own case, where I was sentenced to 20 years hard labor for what I had written. I know that it was the fact that that my freedom or my release was linked to the GSP Plus issue some time ago, and that the European Union could use that as a bargaining chip against for my release, which eventually forced the Sri Lanka government to first give me bail and then finally give me a presidential pardon. I think it's very important that economic aid, for instance, is linked to press freedom issues, and that is a way whereby pressure could be used put on Sri Lanka to restore a better media culture. Media organizations that keep that put a lot of pressure with their press releases, and also sometimes organizing local as well as international demonstrations and things like that, continue to put pressure on the government to release people, or to even in certain instances pursue investigations and so on. Certainly I can say that in my own case it did make the difference. I believe that publicity does help a lot. Contrary to what the government itself says, they say, okay, you don't talk about it. If there is quiet diplomacy, we will be more receptive to your demands. But I don't believe that is true. I believe that the more shaming that is done, the more pressure that is put publicly, the more the Sri Lanka government is willing to act. I think that is what works. And I believe that if some of the media organizations can continue to do that, that will be a good thing, and it will be very, very helpful on the ground.